You're now live, it says. Morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
All right, okay. And good morning, Royston Radio. Thank you for listening in on this wonderful Saturday morning. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, this show is recorded live on Thursday, and then we are replayed on Royston Radio every Saturday at 11 a.m. So thank you for joining us. We're live today on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. If you're watching in any of those places, please do say hello during the course of the broadcast. I've just noticed that the third musketeer has arrived. I'm not sure. He should have a good internet signal, that's for sure. But yeah, I can see. So with 10 seconds to go, and then the card will disappear, and we will magically appear on screen. Now, good morning.
Good morning again.
And good morning, Peter.
Morning.
So how's your new high-speed internet, Peter?
It's doing very well. I'm actually going to get someone, hopefully, to get a line put out to here, so I can get the full impact of it. I'll just give you a speed test just now, actually. See what it is. Speed test. Here we go. Run speed test. Zoosh! 35, 36, 37, 38, 38.3. Okay, and so 38.2 download and 18.4, 18.5.6.
Is that because you're on wireless?
Yes, I'm on wireless outside.
Yeah.
And I'm using the Deco box. That's not bad, is it?
Pretty good. Welcome to the show. This is Blabbing for Britain, episode 377. Okay, let's do a weather check. What's the weather like?
Oh.
It looks pretty dark where John is.
Middling, not very exciting. But then I want to do some digging, so I don't mind the fact it's not red hot out there.
Well, down in wonderful Wiltshire, it's a beautiful sunny day, and we're hoping for 19 degrees today. What's that in Fahrenheit? Mid-60s? Possibly? I think it is. Right, what's going on in the outside world?
Just to let you know, in Aberdeen, it's 11 degrees.
Right.
Okay, right. Well, yet another MP has been kind of suspended from the party for sexual shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think that the number of MPs that do find themselves or put themselves in that predicament, it's the same sort of percentage as in the national population? Or do you think?
Yeah, what happens is these people, right, they become MPs, right? They're human beings. They come away from their home territory and they drink in the bars. They've got cheap bars. They get drunk and things happen. And there's probably for centuries been shenanigans within, you know, and our famous friend from up in the northwest, remember him? Cyril?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was caught out, but that was put under the wraps for security. So it's been on for years. What's happening now is people are more prone to come out and tell now. Before they were brought in, they say, shut up or you'll lose your job. And nobody will believe you. He's an MP. Nobody's going to believe you. That days are over. That's what's happening. And there are many people out there get paid money to newspapers now for leaking things. Look at, I mean, I don't know for the people in other parts of the world, our biggest scandal at the moment is Philip Schofield. Now, you guys can't tell me that you don't know about that.
No, we wouldn't. I wouldn't. We can't escape from it. Basically, it's a story which just runs and runs, and new revelations every single day, and everybody knew but didn't know.
Now the top woman in ITV has been told to come before the standards committee for culture and all that sort of stuff. She's refusing to go because they don't have to go, you see, saying no, I'm not coming. And but so just to give you the story, a young lad that he'd met got my job in the TV as a runner. They fell out. Next thing, he's away to another program, and I do believe you had to sign a DNA. It's all getting nasty.
Non-disclosure, yeah.
Yeah, these disclosures are horrible things, especially when they're young people. And they said, if you do that, you could, and if you break this, you could go to jail. Do you understand that? Yeah, you will never gas on me. And it's manipulation and it's bullying. Now, there's one woman in America. I'm not going to, it's a big brand, right? A big brand. I'm not going to mention it in case I know who it is, but I've forgotten who it is in the meantime. Just recently, she was told, you're going. Okay?
Mhm.
That's fine. Here is $1 million. Sign here. Do you know what she done?
She didn't sign.
She says, I'm not signing. I don't want your $1 million. Now, I think that is absolutely brilliant. $1 million. Ira says, make it 2 and I'll make sure I never mention it again. But
yeah,
and I admire people like that.
Yeah, people are bought off. I do think in the Philip Schofield case, there have been writs preventing people from actually naming the young man involved, and probably a lot of it. They say a lot more to be, a lot more stories to be told.
Well, there's a guy called Jack Jones. He's an internet prankster. I just can't come across it. And he saw Philip and a young chap sitting in a corner of a cafe tucked away with his head at the back and the young boy at the front. And he got this thing, a popper, and he just sat so that it could be seen. He went, pop, 1 million views. I've got 1 million views, celebrating. And after seemingly Philip Schofield had said, please don't show that. It could ruin my career. It has.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's what's happening. And Philip's resigned, and I think he's lost some charity work. They've said, no, we don't want you anymore.
Asked him to no longer be a representative of them.
Yeah, an ambassador.
Yeah, that was the word I couldn't think of.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
But do you know, now let's add some humour. I don't know if you watch Twitter, guys, but I won't say what it was all said. But do you know what was trending in Twitter?
No, Peter.
Gordon the Gopher.
Okay, those were the days. We're all so innocent back then.
Gordon the Gopher was trending with what he said, and then it says, two more people have come forward. It was Sooty and Sweet.
Yeah.
You should go and look it up. I'm not going to say it on a family show.
No, I believe you. I believe you. I mean,
I don't comment. Well, I made one. Sorry, I'll tell you. I made a conscious effort not to comment on local news or anything now. I put out one tweet, one comment in my local newspaper. In Aberdeen, the city centre is dead. And we've got a big oil executive who's now retired, and they're trying to rejuvenate the city, right? And some people are for him, against him, and they're trying. Somebody says, "Oh, he must be getting a lot of money, consultants and all this." They haven't even given it a chance. Why should that consultants get money for that? And I said, and they're talking about, we've got a big Marks and Spencer store in Aberdeen, quite iconic, but it's going to go. You mark my words, it's going to go because they can't sustain it. Now, what Marquis has done they've got a lot of satellite shops and they're doing very well. And I said, because they're paying a lot of rates for the store in Aberdeen. And I said, the days of the store are over. It's going to be more satellite. And I says, and also, consultants have got to make money while they can because they're self-employed. And then I got dogs abuse, and that's the state of Aberdeen at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, basically, anytime you put your head above the parapet, you're likely to annoy 50% of the people, and 50% will agree with you, and those that don't agree with you were the ones that are shouting.
Yeah,
that's social media, isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, basically, it's the simplest things as well. Somebody said, "What's the maximum heart rate?" Yeah, and I just said the maximum heart rate is 220 minus your age. Yeah, and that's basically maximum heart rate. You shouldn't be at maximum heart rate for too long. Yeah, I got slated. I stated the fact, and I got slated. I wasn't asking the question. Wasn't after that. I just So I thought, right, I'm just and then there was an incident in another group where one of my friends was taken to task for something on her webpage, and I said, "You can't do this." I said, "It's ridiculous that you actually," because I've known this person for the last 8 years. And I said, "Everything she does is selfless for everybody else. Why should you start pulling her to bits?" And I was told she needs to learn. And I thought, well, I'm going to say something, but I'm not going to. I just got so angry and so annoyed that they could attack somebody who's done so much for the community. The post was then deleted, which is perhaps the best outcome you could hope for. But we live in a situation where people are actually looking to shame other people. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, what I do laugh at is when people, well, unfortunately, it took a suicide, actually, people giving somebody all the hard time and then committed suicide, Caroline Flack type thing, And the next thing, somebody put, "Oh, notice all the people who were giving them a hard time deleting their tweets." You're too late, it said. We've copied them.
Right. Which brings us neatly onto a piece of news. Both Facebook and Google have been deleting things. They have been deleting images and video from the Ukraine war, which they don't think their customers should watch. And the net result of that, of course, is that anybody who's trying to get document for a war crimes trial, it's just disappeared. Yeah, because most of it is in-person reporting. It's personal reporting that captures scenes that journalists don't.
Yeah.
And that content has been taken down by YouTube and Facebook, and it's just,
Well, I'm going to give a shout out for something alternative where you see both sides. I've always told these two guys I look at both sides. There's a song about it. You look at both sides now, right?
yes.
Go and put in Telegram. It's an app, and it'll give you truly what's happening live from the battlefield from both sides.
Right.
And anybody that's banned on social media ends up there too,
Okay.
and you can hear what they're saying. Now, there's a certain man who in Britain was banned from everything, and he's even banned from showing a video. But guess what? It's shown in America, it's shown in Denmark, is being shown everywhere else but Britain because he was cancelled. Bank accounts, everything happened.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't like the real truth. And I don't think it's fair. Now, another lady has just been given £100,000 settlement in Britain. Do you know why?
Nope.
She worked for the Department of Work and Pension, and they were told they were going in diversity training, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there was too much whiteness and they went into, and she said, well, that's against whatever it was. So the Free Speech Union got involved and took on her case, and they were going right up into court, and seemingly the Department of Work and Pensions looked at it and they were told, you're going to lose this case. So they settled for £100,000 because she got the sack.
Mm.
So Free Speech Union saved many jobs already. Have a look, half price for ex-servicemen.
Right, turn to tack. John, who are you taking, City or United?
Who? What?
There's an FA Cup final this weekend.
Yeah, but it's Manchester. Who gives a toss? You know.
It's the North. It's Manchester United versus Manchester City at Wembley.
I'll be watching it. Okay. And I don't care which one of them wins. It might be football, but it's not exciting football.
It's a difficult call because they're both from Manchester. Yeah. Ten Hag. I don't know. I think basically I've got to be honest, I would like City to win the treble. So I'm going to back City to actually win on Saturday. By the slimmest of margins, I don't see many goals being scored. If you're listening on Royston Radio, hello, you will be watching the match hopefully this afternoon. Well, it's this Saturday afternoon, isn't it?
I want to change to the Premiership. Okay. I want a rule that says you must have a British manager. You have all these foreigners coming over and...
Yeah, we go over there as well.
Not the same, is it, though?
Next, you'll be saying we should have British players.
Well, we used to have a rule that you could only have so many foreigners, but that disappeared, didn't it?
It did. I think it's all. Oh, it's a big money game now, isn't it? I mean, Wembley's a big money game. Premiership. Oh, all right, okay. I got to. I can understand when somebody does something which is right. How can I start this? If you want to watch the football on Sky, then you've got to pay about 80 quid. Is that right?
Yeah. I get football included in my package. I don't watch it, but it's included in my package.
No. But a group basically took a back bedroom, filled it full of servers, and then took feeds in from all the major networks in the UK and in Europe, and then refed them out. And you could actually watch all the football for £10 a month. Yeah, and you could get English football, you could get Scottish football, you could get Dutch football, German, French, Spanish, all for a tenner a month. I just think that basically the technology that they actually got to do that, I think I'm just kudos for that. But obviously it is illegal. It's all against copyright. And we do have to protect our actors, musicians, and football players. Yeah. I mean, that's why we can't play music in this broadcast, because of copyright. Yeah. Anyway, did you did you two celebrate this week the 50th anniversary of the release of Tubular Bells?
No.
I still
Nope.
have the original copy LP. I saw it the other day.
Yeah. I mean, it's an iconic album, but it's not just iconic, it's a brilliant album. It laid the foundations for a lot of music since then.
I like
And,
Six Wives of Henry VIII as well. Same person.
yeah.
Now, I've got a wee announcement.
You're not pregnant, are you, mate?
No, about 2 years ago, a chap on this station with me put on a bet about a certain TV station not going to last 6 months. It's now 2 years, and I'll just read you this. GB News beat Sky News for primetime raters over past month. GB News managed an average of 57,107 viewers in the evenings versus 52,230 for Sky News. They're now becoming the second fastest growing radio station, just behind BB World Service. Never say never. Never say it'll never happen. Yeah, I want to put on money on that.
Blood pressure, calm down.
I just thought send somebody a reminder about the situation.
Anybody in particular, Peter?
You.
Yeah, I get that bit. Yeah,
I've
okay.
never listened to it.
Here.
There you are. I have
The-
never listened to it. I am not one of those statistics.
Okay, well, the thing is, right, they're not making money, but is Twitter making money? Is he still here? I've just went off. Oh, Twitter making money. Look at all the big companies. They're not making money, are they? The social media companies, are they making money?
Nope.
No.
I think Facebook are, but Twitter aren't. And the way things are going, basically, Twitter has given up on live video.
Right.
They've just killed half the market. They're first of all, Periscope.
Yes.
All the videos you've ever done on Periscope have just been put in the bin. They've gone. Yeah. So all the history of live video on Periscope has just disappeared overnight.
Right.
And if you are using, well, if you're on a platform like, let's say, OneStream, then you can broadcast to Twitter. If you're on like Wave, you can broadcast Twitter. BeLive can't broadcast to Twitter. And the reason that BeLive can't broadcast to Twitter is because it doesn't have access to the API, the application program interface. And millions of people who used OBS and XSplit and they can't broadcast on Twitter now, which is why the volume of live video on Twitter has just tanked. It's extremely difficult to actually go live on Twitter now. So Twitter is a video platform. We've seen the end of that because there's been a decision taken. Because the problem is, if you send a tweet, it takes that much space. I'm just showing a smidgen.
Yeah.
If you send a 30-minute video and that video has got to be stored, you're actually costing Twitter money.
Yes.
So they've stopped it.
And can you blame him? He's everybody makes a fool of Elon Musk. But if it's not making money, it's not making money. Let's go. And the one that I laughed, a journalist said, why have we to pay a tick mark? He says, because you have to. I need to make money. Now get your check in. I thought that was really funny. You know, all these people who took an advantage, they've got to make money. And what was it, $8 a month or something? These people can afford that. And I say, well done, Elon. Start making money from your platform, you know.
He's appointed a very smart cookie to run Twitter, Linda Yaccarino.
Who?
You look at what Linda Yaccarino.
Right.
She was NBC's head of advertising and a whole variety of similarly top spot commercial roles. I think if anybody can do something with it, it will be her.
Yeah. They've got to start. I'll tell you what I've done recently. I've put, we've got a picture of me and my friend with our hats on and things like that, for the rocking jocks. And we put it on Reels, and we put it on TikTok, and they're getting views. So we just have to refine it with what, I've got my website on it and things. And I think, we're doing my friend on a Friday night, he says, there was a picture of us in a bridge in Aberdeen with our tartan trousers and everything. The song I put it was "It Must Be Love." He says, "Could you get that down, please?" They think I won't say the word he used, so I took it down.
Another old-fashioned word for happiness, eh?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And he says, "Took that down." But no.
There was an event actually in Birmingham about 3 weeks back. The Tower Ballroom was knocked down, but it brought back a lot of memories for people because it was originally called the Gay Tower Ballroom.
Okay.
As in gay, G-A-Y-E, as in happiness.
Yes.
Millions of exaggerations, but thousands and thousands of people had obviously visited in their past lives, and they were all saying, A, it was a terrible thing when they took gay out of the name, and B, it's an even worse thing now it's been knocked down.
Yeah, but we'll live in the past. And could you imagine people in the past and said, "Oh, that kid's going about and he's looking like that." Then you look at old pictures of them, how they looked, and it'll be an ever changing thing. But life goes round in circles. Fashion will go in circles. I guarantee they'll be back. And I noticed the other day, ladies were wearing. Now, where did I see them? They were basically wearing flared trousers, but not as flared as we used to have. These trousers covered their shoes. They're platform shoes, actually. And so they take cloth and they say, "Let's do this and that." And it's just going full circle. Yeah. And when they're older, they'll be laughing at how they looked.
I can remember my flares that had embroidered flowers, purple flares with embroidered flowers growing up side. I had an Afghan coat,
Please,
sleeves, a cowboy style jacket, where the buttons did off across there, and hair down here,
Please
and
find a picture of that.
Moustache, and I was only 18.
John, have you got a picture of that?
No, there was a picture, and when it was at Mum's somewhere, but when she passed away, we could not find it anyway.
Oh, that would have been brilliant, that, to see, I had long hair as well. And
in the car at the moment, it actually fell out of a pack, and I didn't of old photos my sister passed on to me, and it's me, aged three not even 3 months, in my mum's arm in my granddad's back garden in 1956.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. That. No,
and I show it to people and say, "Who's that?" And they go, "I haven't got a clue." I said, "It's me."
My biggest regret is not getting enough photographs in life. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Of the past. I really, especially my time in Berlin, I wish I would have got more photos of that. I wish I'd got a photo of my British Army best uniform, number 2s they were called. Never got it, and I just regret not. So people, youngsters, well, they do it now, but get your photographs, print them, put them into an album, and look back at the stages of your life, and watch all those hippies that become politicians later, and they look back and they go, "Oh my, did I really do that?" Because Peter Hitchens, the writer, right? He lived in Russia for a while, and he was a self-proclaimed communist, right? Now he's a very, very much a conservative thinker. You know him? Peter
I've heard
Hitchens.
of him. It's not someone
Yeah.
I really.
Very, very
Yeah.
outspoken, but he was a communist when he was younger. Yeah.
You know,
Now,
I was stupid when I was younger. I voted communist, conservative. Yeah.
yeah.
Now I realise how stupid I was when I was 21. You know.
You know, I don't know about you, but I am really struggling who to vote for next time round, and I really mean that.
It'd
People
be
think,
really interesting in Solihull because, of course, our MP was kicked out of the Conservative Party and is currently standing as an independent without us having voted him in as an independent.
yes, yeah. What they should really do there is have a by-election.
Yeah, if so many percentage of the population sign I can't think of the word. There is a proper word for
Yes.
it. Then a by-election can be forced, but nobody's proposed doing it
Oh, wow.
because he has said he will not stand at the next election.
All right, okay. He gets about, I think he gets a good payoff and a pension anyway.
Probably.
And yeah, so that's what happens. SNP news, there's nothing much happening just now.
Everybody left in the party.
Well, one of the things is, it's a strange thing. The Lord Justice, or whatever you call her, and there just now, she's very, very much, she sits in committee meetings and things within the SNP. And there's something, it's quieting down a bit because they're trying to look at different things, but it's very, very much went hush hush at the moment. And I'll see if there's anything on Twitter. So I'm going to give you an update of what's trending on Twitter at the moment. It's got Volunteers Week. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
My screens went black. Football trending is Sevilla. Third is Pride Month. Fourth is video games. Wordle 712. Football trending Cody. Family drama EastEnders. Trending Diablo. Don't know who that is. Djokovic, I think he's in a bit of trouble or something. And first of June's trending. So I'm just going through the trends at the moment to see WhatsApp's got a trend. Interesting. Right. So one of the things should here's a question, guys. Should MPs or whatever have the right to speak in secret? Because they're now asking for their WhatsApp, Boris Johnson anyway, they're asking to see all his WhatsApp messages. Now, seemingly things are recorded for Parliament, what's said, but should you be able to speak on WhatsApp what's on your mind within your colleagues? What do you think?
I think we should have the right to privacy as individuals. If we go on WhatsApp, we don't expect those conversations to be published anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at Tucker Carlson this morning, and he was in a restaurant and he was speaking to a very high person in the Senate or whatever part of the Security Committee. And he says, send a text. And the guy says, I can't. He says, why not? He says, because they watch everything I do. He says, who? The security services. He says, so I've got to be very careful what I do because I know I'm being watched. Is that sad? Is that not sad?
It is. It is. When you've got no freedoms at all.
No.
Yeah, I do think though this is obviously a special case because just like somebody's got it in for Johnson, just like they got it in for Philip Schofield, and he's had to release his notebooks that he made. Yeah, and he said, okay, I'll release them, but it's the government's decision whether they actually pass them on to the committee who are looking into this. So he's just stuffed the government. He's given Rishi Sunak a problem and said, you decide whether they should see this. I'm not bothered. You decide. And obviously there's going to be sensitive information in there.
Yeah.
If he's keeping a diary of what's happened during the day.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? Let's go back to Winston Churchill days. Do you think that things were said that we will never hear about because at the times it was spoken in the word to each other? But now they're doing it on WhatsApp. Everything's coming out. But it probably went during all that times, if you trace it back, it's just so ready available now. Now, what I would say to people that are demanding to see Johnston's, right? Remember, your day will come too when they ask for yours. Just remember that.
No, you see, the answer is don't be on WhatsApp. I'm not on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It used to drive me mad because I was in a couple of groups, and a couple of group type things, and the flipping thing never stopped chiming.
Yeah.
I got rid of it completely.
Well, is the name Thomas Power in there somewhere, John?
It wasn't Thomas Power. It was more of a local thing that was driving me mad. But yes, Thomas Power did feature, but he wasn't one of those that drove me mad.
Peter, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I've just had someone come through. Any word from Pagan Monthly?
Emails from him and his missus. I don't know why. I'm never going to join their posh club. So
Neither am I. But I wish them every success. I keep getting messages on LinkedIn. We're starting a new one. Join us now. And I think, well, okay, but been doing this for 17 years now. It's unlikely that you know anything that we don't.
Because we'd have never met if it hadn't been for them.
Oh yeah, as I say, I wish them well. But basically, there is money to be made by convincing people that you know how they can make money.
Yeah,
coaching. That's what it is at the end of the day. I mean, these paying 100 quid to go for a meal in central London is an event because of the people you'll meet and the expertise that you'll gain.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, so there are breakfast clubs which I won't name. I don't see it. Real world networking, okay, on an occasion.
Yeah.
But we've so got used to actually networking online. Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went to a networking meeting, Peter?
Oh, I haven't been for a while, but I'm doing a quote just now that's come back. And this lady found me on LinkedIn. And I'd asked her, where'd you get my name? She says, we're looking for somebody in Aberdeen and we've seen your name, blah, blah, blah. But having said that, over the years, I've had a few people that I have met in networking face to face still contact me because they met me at business networking. I don't think it'll ever go away, but it will be worth it to go. I wouldn't want to go to one every week now. But just to do the occasional and do what I call my Coca-Cola bit. You can still get Coca-Cola. You can still get me. You know, because people remembered me as being a character.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just let people know what you do. That's how I do my business in Aberdeen. Try to be funny and so they can remember me. But
so are you a flat Coca-Cola or a fizzy Coca-Cola?
Oh, I like fizzy. Well, I'm going to give a shout out to Aldi's today. I don't buy Diet Coke anymore. I do take a Coke Zero when I'm out. But Aldi's is 7 pence for 100 mils. Diet Coke is 14 pence for 100 mils. And I go and stock up from Aldi's now. Yeah.
I normally only drink Aldi's, but at the moment, you can buy 2 trays of 24 Pepsis for £12 in Tesco's.
Right.
That makes 25p a can.
5 shillings.
Well, most places these are 60p a can.
12 shillings.
Yeah. Stop living in the past, people.
People, that's how to save money. Find out what it would have cost in shillings, and it saves a lot of money. Now,
Are you the sort of young man that bought sticks of licorice at a penny, an old penny each, aren't you? Come on.
yeah, I'm like a, but I'm going to give a shout out again for a thing called Press Reader. Download Press Reader. If you have to pay for it, it's still cheap. It's not a lot of money. But Sheila used to go absolutely mad with me because I bought about 3 papers a day, which has ended up about a £5 or £6 a day. Now, 7, so it puts that 35, 40 quid a week. And I got Press Reader, and your local library may actually sponsor it, which means you get all the papers in the world free. Do you guys use Press Reader yet?
No, but my mate does Press Reader, and he actually lives a few hundred yards further down the road for the library.
Yeah.
But he goes and sits on the bench outside the library to do his updates because he doesn't need to go inside because the Wi-Fi is good enough.
That's good. No, but we've cut down on our paper, which we used to have tremendous amounts of paper, and there's no fire to light it with a fire now. You see, either because we're all electricity and gas.
I was going to make a similar example there. Yeah, I used to buy a morning paper and an evening paper, and when I trimmed my beard, I used to put the paper over the sink. I don't have bloody paper to go over the sink anymore, and I keep being told off for all the hairs being all over the place when I trim my.
It's funny because I used to be an avid reader of the press, and I would rush out every day, make sure I got my Sun and whatever, and my Evening Express. But guess what? Since I've got Press Reader, I don't really look at it every day the same. I've stopped doing it.
I read the news every day after I've finished broadcasting, and I use Apple News.
Right.
Because Apple News is all the newspapers, main newspapers around the globe, and also all the magazines as well. So you don't need a subscription to anything.
Oh, is it not do you pay a subscription for Apple News?
You pay a subscription. It's $9.99 a month, but that gives you access to all the newspapers.
Well, you should get Press Reader. Press Reader
doesn't work. I tried it quick. It doesn't work down here. So
what is it? Your internet like? No,
I'm quite happy.
Okay, no problem. Now, folks, it's a time when I have to see if my secret software's working. I'm going to lean over there. You tell them what it is.
A coffee machine.
It's a coffee machine. No, dear. I mean, I get my second coffee after Blabbing for Britain. Yeah.
Coffee, disgusting stuff.
We all have different
Never
tastes.
drunk it since.
Right, I haven't touched Pepsi or Coke for years. We all have different. I'm a squash man. I like cordials.
There's
And
some really good cordials around these days as well, isn't
there? Yeah, Lidl's do some brilliant cordials.
Are you a Lidl or an Aldi?
We've got Lidl in town, so that's that answers that one.
I've got Lidl and Aldi in whichever direction you go.
Right, you're not got crisp on, Peter. We can hear the coffee machine.
You can hear it. Wow.
Yeah, we can. Clunking away.
No, why is that not working? Let me have a look. Sign in with browser. Why did they do that?
To make sure that you're still who you say you are. It's just security, Peter.
No, I'm getting a verification code.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Okay. You got to go to prove who you are. You've got to go and look at your email.
That does my nothing.
Well, how else are they going to make sure it's you?
Oh, but Indeed. They don't need to do it every time.
Right. They don't do it every time.
It shouldn't happen every time. Well, I agree with John on that. It should not happen every time.
Well, it's not every time, actually. Right.
My tells me a message that 1 minute past midnight every day says it's topped up my free time.
Right, that should be it now. Can you
We
hear it
can't
now?
hear. Yeah,
Say they
that's
can't
better.
finish it anymore, but we think it's probably finished.
Right, no, it's not. Listen, can you hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that does me nothing. Sorry about
Okay.
that. No. Carry on, gents. It's
Okay.
not working. It's doing me
My
nothing.
daughter moved into her new house last Thursday. So that's
Mhm.
an exciting bit of news in Solihull area.
All right.
You cannot believe how many faults I found going round that the snagging man didn't pick up. That I've now given to the snagging man. Just the back door is a modern UPVC door. It's a 2-bed terrace, modern terrace semi-detached. Anyway, you come out the back door and you turn around and you look at it and you think, what's wrong with the back door? And then you see it's sealed across the top, but there's no seals down the side, and you can see all the screws and everything that are fitting it, the frame to the wall. And you think, how could anybody miss that? And then to comply with modern rules, where you've got a lintel above a window because they're steel and condensation happens, you have to have what are called weep vents. The weep vents are there, but they're bloody well full of mortar. So they're as much use as a chocolate fireguard.
Mhm.
And the garden, there's supposed to be a minimum of 15 centimetres of topsoil. No, there is no topsoil, full stop. And hosts of little things like a cabinet that stood on a pedestal, but the pedestal and the cabinet don't touch each other. And you can put your hand flat through the gap between the two. It's just amazing the shoddiness of workmanship these days. Anyway, I've had my rant now.
Ron's had a rant, and we caught it on video.
What is that?
Right, if you're listening on Royston Radio, thank you very much. You're listening to Peter in Aberdeen, John in Solihull, and Stephen in Devizes. And we're talking about things that have happened in our lives over the last week and happened around the UK. Where do we go from here is the question. Just trying to think.
We've got
It's sort
12
of,
minutes left, haven't we?
yeah, it's a fairly quiet time, isn't it? As far as, well, politics is concerned, nothing much going on. Yeah, okay. Which means that I can talk about my news. Just a moment. Let's just go over here. I'm going to bring this in because I'm quite chuffed with this. Because you've got to remember, and I'm going to say it again, I am 70. Okay, I admit to being 70, and I have got. Sorry, Peter, just a second.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my results at Melksham. Now, Melksham is the park run. Every Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, over 100 people get together to run 5K or 3.1 miles. And as you can see from this grid above me, on the 13th of May, I did it in 49 minutes 29. Then the week after in 48:05. And then last weekend, I did it in 47:55, which is, well, I'm just getting closer and closer to my target. Now, I've got to say, Angelica is faster than me, but I'm quite enjoying the park run. It's made a total difference to the way we approach things. And it is the centerpiece of the weekend. And I can but recommend it to anybody. You can walk, run, or jog. Okay, now some guys get around it in 20 minutes, but I'm more than happy to do the 5-kilometer course in 47:55. As Peter said the other week, he remembers when he was a young lad, or when he was younger, he did it in 45. So I'm going to match Peter at some point. That's my target, 45 minutes.
What's the 36.8% mean?
That's your age grading. Basically, that's a measure of how, I suppose, how fit you are, really. Yeah.
Peter
And
and I
that,
did 0.0% on there, would we? Because we're neither of us really fit, are we, Peter?
Yeah, well,
Peter is.
well, I've been out on my bike again recently. Wow, and boy, did I not suffer, but I slept that night, and I might go out for a run today, actually, to keep me fit. But my feet's getting better, and I thought, wow, I'd love to do the park run again, you know? I would.
Go for it. Well, it's a park walk as well, isn't it, Peter?
Yeah,
So you
but I've had tremendous problems with my feet, really bad. It might be arthritis, seemingly, you know? So, no, just to let you know, gents, I've had to open Crisp and download the file again. Not happy. Don't know why. I got a sick. Sorry?
Are you paying for it?
Yes, I've paid for it long ago. And I'm not happy that it's not. I put in my 6-digit code and it's not working. Keeps putting me back to the load up page, which is annoying me.
I'm using the free version and it does more than enough for what I want.
Yeah. It's a great system, but it needs to work.
It does work. It's working for you now.
It's obviously got a detector that says this is Scotland.
Wait a minute.
It work here. It's Scotland.
It's sorry guys. It's got my icon as being off. Sign in with browser. Annoying me.
They do regular updates, which I think is good. So they're always improving the software, and every time they do an update, you've got to download.
Right.
And if you download, you get a better piece of software. So there are logical reasons for actually doing it.
But how many times do you need to load it? Well, that's the first time I've downloaded it, actually. Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you get on. And I'll do this because it's annoying me.
Right, the box arrived yesterday. The box came from the internet people. The internet people will be here tomorrow, and I'm going to follow Peter's instructions as to how to connect my TP-Link Deco to the new router. The new router's downstairs. It's in a box. We're not even dared open the box because we don't want a piece to be missing. We want the installation to go, well, swimmingly tomorrow morning. So tomorrow afternoon is the afternoon when I get all my 4K cameras out and I start broadcasting to YouTube in 4K.
City Fibre, is it?
Sorry?
Is it City Fibre you're going with or somebody else?
No, it's Gigabit or some such. Gigabit, Giganet, Giga something.
City Fibre. City Fibre is the structure and Giganet.
Right.
Or is it the other way around? Yes, no, City Fibre is the infrastructure and Giganet is the ISP.
Yeah.
Right, well, folks, listen.
Yeah, we can hear you tapping perfectly.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Can you hear this?
Right, that's it. Why did you hear that tapping? Right, I'll let you carry. This has annoyed me. I'm sorry. On. Why are you hearing that?
Basically, because it's
super hearing, haven't we, Peter? Haven't we?
Yeah. How many microphones have you got, Peter? Just one?
Just the one.
Yeah. Okay. I do some testing.
Yeah.
Do a recording, and play it back. And if you can't hear anything, then your Crisp is working. If you can hear something, then you need to reboot your machine.
Sorry, take up the time. It says here, noise cancellation, background voice cancellation only works with a headset. There's a new feature.
That's.
No, you've set Siri off on my machine. I don't know what was said then. Just a minute. Let's get Crisp up on screen. There we go. Hang on. Crisp, I've got rescue time. What's that one? I hate it when you don't recognize icons on your desktop.
I know.
Just a minute. Let's go over here. I'm loading crisp.
Sorry to take up this time on here, folks.
No, you're okay.
So, what 1970 product is making a comeback while these two fiddle with their different things? Anybody know?
No, tell
No.
us.
1970s product making a comeback.
No.
I'll give you a clue. It was featured on Blue Peter on the 15th of June, 1970.
Put us out of our misery.
Rally,
Yeah.
Rally have relaunched the chopper bike.
I was going to wait to say the chopper. Yeah. Ah. Interesting. Right, see, this makes a difference. Can you still hear me?
We can still hear you, yes.
Yeah, hold on. I can hear. I've just changed speakers up. Right, what about this?
Nice knocking, Pete.
You still hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's annoyed me. Right.
Listen, people are going to tune in on Royston Radio just to hear you knocking.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Silence. Silence. No.
It's Peter knocking on the tabletop.
Yeah.
Not knocking on wood.
Okay. I start a new journey tomorrow. I am live on OneStream, broadcasting for OneStream on YouTube starting tomorrow. I'm broadcasting 4 times a month on their YouTube channel, and I'm looking forward to it. I just need to know what. Basically, the difference is when I go live, when I normally go live, even with Blabbing for Britain, there is no notes, no nothing, no agenda, and we just talk.
Yeah.
Same on Amazon Live. But now, this time, because I'm part of a team, I'm learning to be part of a team. And therefore, we agree a topic, and then I've got to put together a script for it. And it's a totally new experience. It's like being employed, really, which I suppose subcontracting is to a certain extent. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know the time, but it is sometime tomorrow. I'll broadcast out in glorious 4K tomorrow to tell everybody. So that's underway, and it means that I'm now connected with Belive and OneStream. And
What's
I'm waiting.
the one you're doing with this guy? Is it Jim?
Joe.
Joe.
Right. True story.
The picture down the back was so tiny I couldn't read his name.
Right. Hang on. You mean him? I'm showing a picture on screen now. Joe and I did a series of 6 broadcasts at 12:30 every day, just for 30 minutes. OneStream for business, using OneStream for your business. And thank you for the lead in, John. And it was about the power of using live video in your company. And we covered all the different aspects of OneStream. True story. I talked about OneStream last year. Joe saw it, and then we talked about it earlier this year, and then he registered with OneStream, but I gave him my affiliate link, so he's the first person to actually buy using my affiliate link. So therefore, he's always been a good friend. He and I have been broadcasting together for 5 years. But we decided to get up to speed on OneStream because we are creating rather a Udemy course all about OneStream with OneStream's help. Hello, Fiza. And all sorts of things OneStream are happening right now. Yeah, but we quite enjoyed it. I mean, going live at 12:30 for half an hour is very effective. Incredibly, in this day and age, we had thousands of views.
Right.
But you won't know about that unless you're part of our public group on Facebook, which has got 10,000 members, and we're getting good viewing figures there. So thank you for the in, John, and that is OneStream for business. Look out for it. Joe and I will be doing lots more things in the coming months, all in relation to OneStream. Exciting times. Brilliant. Okay.
You mentioned Wordle earlier. I still haven't been able to get my head around it. But a big Wordle person is Kelvin Fagan. Do you remember Kelvin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's not been very well. He's had to have an operation, and he's still doing his daily Wordle posts, though. So get well soon, Kelvin.
Indeed, get well soon, Kelvin. From everyone here. John, it's over to you. I nearly missed it then.
It's 11 o'clock. It's time to go. What shall we do? Let's say bye. It's goodbye from me in the West Midlands. Goodbye from Stephen in Wiltshire. Goodbye from that bloke up in Scotland who says he's going out on his bike later. So we'll see what happens. And we'll be here same time, same place, or you can listen to today's programme on Royston Radio on Saturday morning. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.